We all know that Oklahoma is really known for their GT counter and the different ways that they can get bodies placed side. Well, a lot of the things that they're going to do off of that to create misdirection are really good as well. And we're going to show just a few things that they've done this past year to create misdirection off of their GT counter. This look right here is actually reversed out of a bunch set. They're faking GT to the right. And we'll take a look at this reverse, probably one of their best ones of the year. And you can see as it's played, everybody's down blocking just like they typically would on that GT counter. Here's the guard, here's the tackle pulling, and right there, if you paused it, it looks just like GT. You got the back coming across right there with this flat path like you typically would. There's the outside receiver starting to work his way around right there. As you continue to play it, you can see the guard continues. The tackle is actually putting on his brakes, and he's about to work back that direction as the reverse is coming here. You can see it's a pretty quick pitch right there. He's actually pitching it out to the side, not directly behind, and the quarterback is trying to get out in front. Here's the tackle that is releasing. He pulled for just a count. You can look at it right there. He pulled just a little bit. 1, 2, 3, and then he put his foot in the ground. There's the DN chasing. Now he's going back out there to lead. And then, of course, the center, the front side guard, and everybody are leaking out here to that side. And you can see also that quarterback pitching it like that, he's able to get out in front as well if he's going to get out there and screen somebody. But right there, you got your center, the tackle that's working back, the quarterback. Now you got the front side guard coming on a reverse with one of the best athletes on the field, and they're running in space with a bunch of big bodies. Spencer Rattler, get out of the way, bub, and let these big guys go. So right there, I thought that was a really creative way to get the misdirection right there for the GT. I really like the way they did the tackle right there. 1, 2, 3, puts his foot in the ground, works back flat underneath that guy as reverse is coming. And now you've got your big bodies out in front for a reverse and misdirection off the GT. Another good way to throw some misdirection off the GT is doing what we call a freeze option. And right here, they want to make it like GT over to the left. They're tight end and fullback side. And right here, as you play it, you can see guard tackle pulling. Everybody's blocking down, blocking back just like they typically would. Quarterback here and running back, you can see they're showing the ball. The quarterback shows the ball. Just a quick jab right there by the running back. And they're going out the backside with a speed option right there off the defensive end. And really right here, off of that, as soon as he commits, you want to just give that thing up and let him go. For the line, you can see those guys actually know that the ball is going this side, so they didn't just call GT to the left. They call GT with some sort of a tag to let them know that the ball is going to end up going that direction, because you can see the center, he ends up sealing that. He gets on that side of the 3-tech and just seals it. And then all these other guys that are working up to those linebackers, instead of trying to get square to the front side, they're actually letting those guys beat them over the top, and then they just pin them. So that's an easy way to create some leverage without really having to get to the spot if they're really chasing hard for that GT. Now we can use their fundamentals and their aggressiveness to fill the gaps for the GT against them and just pin those guys back. Now you got the speed option right there. Probably should be a little bit more square right there, receiver spot working outside shoulder, but right there it gives it to him, and he's in space. He's able to make a guy miss and get a decent gain right there. Again, not just gonna live off of this, but you're sitting there and you're trying to throw their reads off, make them question what their coaches told them all week as far as fitting the GT, going out the backside right there with a little speed option. Here's another example of the exact same call, with a little bit better execution right here. You can see again, there's the pullers, guard tackle, everybody's looking like they're down blocking, and they're going to work so they can seal it to the backside. Really good job this time by the receiver working the outside shoulder. I feel like this running back's got a little bit more speed to him. So again, there's just the ball right there by the quarterback as he's going to speed option. A little bit better pitch relation, a little bit more distance, and really a lot better job right there by the inside receiver working that outside shoulder, having his base about him so he's not just getting ran through by that defender. And obviously the pitch man, if he squeezes down at all, we'll give it to the running back and let him outrun that guy to the edge. So a lot better job right there executing and blocking on the edge and allowing their playmakers to create a pretty good play right there off of misdirection. We have 3 clips right here of Oklahoma running what I believe is a GT RPO against Kansas. And what they're doing is they're just running typical GT. So he's back, he's down, he's inside gap, kick, lead. So the guy that's left right there is this linebacker, and he pauses a little bit and he goes to the flats. They can block man on, and you can see right there linebacker steps into the box to fill for that GT. Here's the fullback. He's stepping up. He pauses for just a little bit like he's going to block the DN to hold him. Then he shoots to the flats right there. Not really worried about these DNs getting upfield or getting in the quarterback's face, but right there you can see linebacker feels. And it looks like Rattler's eyes are right there. He says, hey, the linebacker's feeling. I'm going to pull this. I'm going to go 2-on-1 on the defensive end right there. And then he just deals it down to him, to his guy, on an easy screen. Now he's got a lot of space right there to try to make something happen. And again, just an easy way to try to mess with those guys coaching about fitting the GT and make them wrong. This is the same game, same formation, and the same play. Again, he's going to the flats. Another theory for this read could definitely be the safeties. You can see here's a safety that's rocking down into the box. If the safety over here on this side would have rolled down to the field, then they would have handed this ball off. Right here you can see this is a safety that's rolling down, and so it ends up being a pull and a throw right there for Rattler. Doesn't quite execute it as well as he did the first time. Linebackers getting a lot of width right here trying to get into the play. But incompletion right there, but you can see either reading that back or that safety. Kind of depends right here. If the read's correct, then he's reading the safeties. If the read's wrong, then he's reading that inside linebacker right there. And then just weren't able to shoot right there with the arrow there to the fullback. This play right here, you can see that it definitely was an RPO. Whether you're looking for this linebacker to get out or the safety rotation, whether it's to the field or whether to the boundary, either way, this is going to be a hand. So right here, as you continue to play it, you can see there's the mesh, linebackers rolling out. There's the safety that it rolled down, made the numbers way off as far as throwing that screen. So right there, going to be a give. There's no safety in the alley now. If this tackle would have gotten around, you can see this is the second string guys. If this tackle right here, obviously is GT, should have gotten around right there for that play side linebacker. If he does, it's probably a pretty big play. He's going right there. Tackle should be filling in right there for this linebacker, but he ends up busting on that one, and they end up getting a give right there to the running back, and they just get a yard or two. Here's a quick look of a screen. This is not an RPO because they're actually getting their center and front side guard out on this. Again, they're faking GT, and when they're in this twin set, they end up putting their H over there to the twins, releasing him, and it looks a lot better when that H was getting out as opposed to just letting the center and all those guys get out. But we'll look at a few different looks, and as you can see right here, faking that GT, there's the pullers, trying to get those linebackers to step down. Obviously, he's chasing out right there, sees that H release. He's got to try to get over there across his face. All the quarterback does is gets a little bit of a fake right there, steps back, right foot, left foot, get that ball out, try to be accurate, put on his upfield shoulder. Hopefully, we're not leading him back. Hopefully, he can catch that thing and roll right through that alley. But right there, a little bit inaccurate. But you can see one thing that kind of helps him is these guys are getting out. Here's the center. He's releasing, trying to get out there, trying to take a safety or whoever shows up. And then all these guys right here are running as well. And again, just getting the ball to your guy in space, dividing the defense a little bit, making them play with a 53 and a third. And now you got your playmaker, and he's balling right there, getting some pretty good yardage right there on the easy screen. Misdirection off GT. This is a look right here, throwing the screen to the number 2 guy with the number 3, blocking most dangerous. Again, pulling GT. You can get your center, front side guard out right there. Trying to get these guys to feel for the GT right there in the box. Faking the run that way again. Stepping back, throwing it out there to the number 2 receiver. Right there you can see little jab, and it's a little bit easier going to the left if you're a right-handed quarterback. Jab, steps back, right, left, puts it on him right there. Again, hopefully that upfield shoulder so he can roll into it. But again, right there, taking most dangerous. There's the center getting out, trying to get out in front, doesn't quite get there. It's a long ways to go for a center that has to work through a lot of trash. And you can see right here, doesn't really get held up too much. Has to go underneath that guy, and then he's basically gone. He's free. He only has that little bit of a hiccup as far as getting out, and he's still not able to get there. Just a long ways for those guys to go. Obviously, whenever you have a play that you run as much as Oklahoma runs GT, you got to have some kind of change-ups off of it. Whether it's outside zone, inside zone, whatever it is, you got to have some kind of change-ups and misdirections, just like Oklahoma typically does and with all of their plays. Hopefully, you can use some of these ideas to create a different dynamic to your run game, get on the edge, and exploit some space.